Boxing King Media in association with Boxer. Eddie, we'll actually start with that. He just said I got into a bit of trouble. I'll let you explain.
Hey mate, how you doing? That's it. Good to see you, mate. Yeah. No, it's unbelievable. I mean, like, yeah, it's Twitter, isn't it? You know, like you ask me a question, you ask me really to give my best wishes and well-being to people observing Ramadan, and next thing, apparently I made comments because of my relationship with Saudi and how it would help me. It's fucking unbelievable. And from Spencer Fearon, I told him, these people are idiots, you know. But you can't really, no one believes anything I say, so, you know, can't win.
If it makes you feel any better, I watch the comments across all my platforms, on TikTok especially, 90% were all positive.
Yeah, I guess you only see the bad ones, don't you? You know, but
you've been renamed Eddie Mustafa Mohammed.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying I'm going to convert to Islam, by the way. I just like, I like respect, and I like people who take things seriously. Like, and in life, there's so many people like who just talk a good game, but actually when it comes down to it, they quit very easily. They can't stand the course of time. Do you know what I mean? And all I was saying was, I love the seriousness of it. I love what it means to the faith. But anyway. Yeah.
I got what you meant, and that's the message I tried to put across, but it's all good. But just for clarity, he didn't say it to try and get money out of Saudi and make fights.
Unbelievable, honestly. I mean, that's such a amazing strategy. But to actually, oh yeah, unbelievable.
Let's move on to the weigh-in. You promised us a six-pack. Was there a six-pack from Jermaine Franklin?
A couple of pack, you know. I mean, he's 24 pound lighter than he was when he boxed Dillian White. He's going to be a lot faster. He's going to have a better engine. He's going to be more confident. Can he stand up to the firepower of Anthony Joshua? Because what I saw from AJ was a guy that was coming in heavy for a demolition job. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like he looked great. But I expect Franklin to move very well and try and frustrate AJ with that movement. And I think he's got to be effective early in this fight, because if it gets through 7, 8, 9 rounds and AJ's not really landing or making a dent, he will get frustrated, and that's when he'll play into Franklin's hands.
In the past, we've seen AJ pile size on, but it's always affected his stamina going into the later rounds. Could that be an issue if this goes past 6?
Maybe. I mean, I know this camp has been all about working on output of punches thrown for that reason. You know, put yourself into situations where you are emptying the tank. And I think that AJ used to start very fast. I don't think he'll necessarily start fast tomorrow, but what he must do is, when he has success, follow that up and try and end the fight, or try and put a big dent in him. You know, because I feel like he's going to hurt Franklin in this fight early. And rather than, you know, hurt him and take his time, be like the old AJ. As soon as you smell blood, jump on him, then empty the tank. You know, but he's definitely, I think when people say, oh, you know, he's not as aggressive as he used to be, he's just got wiser. And he knows that if he's emptying the tank in round 3 or 4 in the past, maybe just, you know, okay, let's just pace ourselves a little bit, because back then he was naive that he was going to end the fight immediately. And as the opposition steps up, it doesn't always work like that.
Definitely so. Everyone can watch it on the Zone channel 429 and all the apps, just for the plug there. Hat-trick of signings today. Sonny Edwards, I want to start with him. Big signing for you. You guys have had loads of back and forward in the past. Is the relationship going to be good?
Yeah, it's really good now. I never used to like Sonny, really. I used to think, I used to listen to him and think, you're a wally. You know, he used to say some silly things on Twitter. But I think he's grown up a little bit, and I've realised he's very bright, especially in a boxing sense. And I've watched him, and when he won the world title, I thought to myself, fuck me, I'm not sure anyone can beat him. And I kind of kept my eye on him, and I just think his profile's been rising. I think people love him or hate him, which is fine, but he's ready to fight in the biggest fights in the division. And we have Jesse Rodriguez going for the World Championship next week. We have Julio Cesar Martinez, already world champion. They're 2 ready-made unifications for Sonny Edwards, and he's ready to jump in them. And he talks about, I love his confidence. And that confidence, fighters actually should learn from that, because that belief that he has in himself allows him to box the way that he boxes, and allows him to do things in the fight that others can't. And really, may be the best flyweight in the world. You know, we're going to find out.
When could we expect an announcement for a fight for him?
You're going to see him fight, looks like June time. I'd like him to go straight into unification. If Jesse Rodriguez wins next week, I'll make that fight. Jesse would take that fight. I know Sonny would. So hopefully that's something we can look at. If not, we'll get him out headlining in June, get that momentum. But he must have a unification this year, unquestionably.
In between fight, would you be interested in a Prince Patel fight? They've had loads of back and forth over the years.
No, I mean, I don't. I think Prince Patel's quite funny, but the reality is this guy is a pound for pound fighter, I believe. So we need to see him in unifications.
And just a quick couple of questions. I read a tweet yesterday that apparently Conor Benn applied for an Australian boxing license and was denied. Any truth in that?
No.
Would he be looking to apply to foreign countries for a license?
Yeah, for sure. Wherever he's fighting. I don't really want to apply for a license somewhere and then fight somewhere else. In an ideal world, we would apply for the license in the territory that he's boxing in. But I know he can get a license basically in any country in the world. We just haven't been through that process yet. But a lot of the commissions that we're speaking to are happy with the process that he's been through with the WBC. I think if he hadn't been through that process with the WBC, I think they would have concerns. But they recognise the WBC, they recognise the testing programme, and the fact that he's been through that and they've reinstated him in the rankings, they're happy for him to fight as well.
Top man, Eddie, as always, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Cheers, man.